My fellow Americans, patriots, friends, and relatives, I'm making this video in hopes that you'll watch this video just to get an idea of what the other videos on the website are about. Now, I didn't make those other videos on the website, so you don't have to watch me. Don't worry about that. First of all, let's address the garb. This is a disguise. Why don't I want my face on this video? You'll understand after you've watched about halfway through the website. You'll know why I should have actually a better disguise than this. Plus, this is kind of a Paul Revere Minuteman kind of costume, because Paul Revere warned us that the British were coming in, and I'm warning you about what is to come. So let's get started here. The reason that I've created this website is to engage you and for you to engage your brain. Really, that's the purpose. It's the total purpose, if it works, is to engage your brain. If your brain is not working, you're going to have a problem. If your brain doesn't work, you already got problems. So what am I talking about? I found out in talking to people that 80 to 90% of the people I talk to don't have a clue of what's going on in the world or in America. And I was one of those people about 6 weeks ago. I was clueless. I'm going to tell you a quick story. I had a friend, let's call him Ben to protect his name. He used to call me up and say, "Hey Harry," that's my name, Harry, you need to buy some gold. Gold is going to go up through the roof. You could probably double your money if you do it. That's when gold was $300 an ounce. And I thought to myself, how does this guy know that gold is going to double? How did he know that? So I didn't listen to him. And I didn't buy gold, and gold went up to $600 an ounce. I could have doubled my money. And then finally I did buy some gold, and gold started going up. And I did make some money on that gold. But how did he know that it was going to go up? So since then, I talked to him about different things, and I say, well, how do you know these things? He says, it's all on the internet if you look for it. And again, I didn't listen, I didn't look, and I didn't learn anything. Then he told me that the economy was going to crash. This was like 2 years ago he told me this was going to happen. And this video is made on the day after Thanksgiving 2008. So 2 years earlier he knew that the economy was going to crash. Before it was on the media, before all this stuff happened. And did I listen to him? No. He told me not to expand and not to get this nice office that I have here for my business. He said that things are going to be really tight. I should get food. I should buy gold and silver. And I didn't listen. Well, I kind of listened, but I didn't listen. Obviously, I have the office, and now I'm paying for it. The point is, obviously, if you listen to people who know something, you might learn something. Think about Noah. He preached for, I think it was like 40 years to people, telling them the flood was going to come. Nobody listened, only his family, and only his family was saved. Of course, if you believe that story, which I happen to. I'm going to start out by explaining something I learned back in college. It was something that Einstein said. He said there are 3 things that you know about. You know what you know what you don't know, and you don't know what you don't know. Makes sense, right? Well, I'm going to add a 4th one to that, and I'm going to say there are things that you think you know that you don't know. So let me give a quick explanation for those people who didn't get that, because there are those people out there. We'll talk about that in a minute. First of all, you know what you know. You know your name, you know where you live, you know your parents' names. Those are kinds of things. You know your work and what you do. Those are things you know you know. If they say, hey, what's your name? You know it, right? The other thing is you don't know, no, you know what you don't know. I don't know how to fly an airplane. I know that I know that. I don't know how to do brain surgery. I know that I don't know it. You get the point. And there are those things you don't know what you don't know. Like, you don't know because you just don't know, right? It's pretty self-explanatory. You can't know what you don't know. The 4th one that I've added to it is there are things that you think you know, but you don't know. And this website is all about those things that you think you know, but you really don't know. For example, let me just give you one. Do you know what the Federal Reserve System is, who they are, how it got started, and what it does? I bet you don't, because if you did know that, you probably already know most of the stuff on this website. But if you don't know, then that's something that you might think you know that you really don't know. Okay? That's what I'm talking about here. Also, back in high school, I had a great history teacher, and I remember him saying something to this effect, so I'm totally paraphrasing this, so don't say, oh, he didn't get that thing right, he didn't know what Socrates said. But Socrates said something to the effect of, if a man thinks he knows everything, it means he really doesn't know anything, because if he knew anything, he would know that he doesn't know everything, and he would listen. You can't teach somebody who is a know-it-all. He didn't say that. I'm paraphrasing this. So you think about it. If you know somebody who thinks they already know, you can't teach them because they won't listen because they already think they know. Perfect example would be about 9/11. A lot of people think they know what happened in 9/11. I was one of those people until my friend told me to go watch these videos on YouTube and see what it's really about. And that's kind of what this website is about too. So I'd like to ask you a few questions. And of course you can't answer me because this is a video and I wouldn't hear you. But answer it in your mind as I'm asking it, because then you'll at least know that you don't know it, or you do think you know it, or you don't know what you don't know. Kind of looks like Howard Stern with the hair, doesn't it? Okay, so think about this. If you own stock, how are your stocks doing right now? This is November 2008. Have you been making money? Maybe if you're playing short, or you're losing money. Stocks are going down. How's your 401k doing? Is it going down now, or is it staying the same, or is it going up? I pretty much guarantee it's going down. Luckily, my friend told me that this was going to happen, and I pulled my money out of my 401k and moved it, so I didn't lose anything when the stock market went down. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions here. I've already kind of mentioned one is, how did the Federal Reserve get started and when? Do you know the answer to that? Then the other part of that is, who started it and who owns the Federal Reserve? And I'll give you a hint right now. It's not the government. So if you don't know what the Federal Reserve is and how it works, I suggest you learn. And there's a section on this website that will teach you about the Federal Reserve. A third question here is, how many buildings came down in 9/11? 2? No, sorry. The answer is 3. Building number 7 is the third. How did it come down? Do you know the answer to that, or do you think you know? Again, watch the 9/11 section on this website and you'll learn about that. What is the North American Union? Have you even heard of it? Why isn't it in the media? Well, that's another story why things aren't in the media, but the media did talk about the North American Union, and of course you could see that on this website too. But if you don't know what it is, you need to basically learn. I'll tell you real quick. It's basically the merger of America, Canada, and Mexico as one country. Now you're probably saying, no way, Jose is going to be your neighbor. Look into it, because when it happens, you've heard it here, and you'll remember this. Maybe, maybe not. What is the Amero? Got it? You don't know? You do know. If you don't know, you need, again, to do your homework, because that's going to be your new currency. When the dollar collapses, which it will, it's going to be worth basically nothing, and they're going to switch our whole monetary system. It's all part of the plan, which you'll learn in this website. What is the Council on Foreign Relations and the Trilateral Commission? And what's the purpose of the Council on Foreign Relations, and who are members of it? This is really scary stuff. So make sure you watch that section on the website also. Do you know what's going on in Zimbabwe right now? Well, probably not. I had no clue that what was happening in Zimbabwe right now. And here's just a fun question. How much does a package of toilet paper cost in Zimbabwe? And I want to give you the answer to this one because I love it. Guess? Nope. Higher. More. You're never going to guess. $1.5 million for a package of toilet paper. Yeah, that's what I bet. It's cheaper to wipe your butt with money than it would be to go out and buy toilet paper in Zimbabwe. Why? Because they're having hyperinflation, something that happened in Weimar Republic of Germany. Do you know what the Weimar Republic was, and how it happened? It's basically how Hitler came into power. So again, there's a video on here on the Weimar Republic. Watch that, because America could be going down that path. And I know you'll find that hard to believe, but it might be true. The other thing too is, what happened in Argentina in 2001? Almost everybody I asked this has no clue. I had no clue until I started doing my homework. So the moral of the story is, if you didn't know the answer, that was 10 questions by the way, if you didn't know all the answers, there are things that you don't know. And there are things that you might think you know, but you don't know. So I request that you start watching some of the videos on this website.